Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 of £2 coins we're going to be hunting through. We're looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally missing coins from the book. Any of the 4 Commonwealth games would make for fantastic finds, because we've still yet to find any of them. But maybe today. We still also need the Olympic Rio handover. We've got a full page here. And then we're still missing a Great Fire of London, bizarrely. So let's get into these bags and see what we find today. Right then, bag number 1 we'll get into. And what will we get? So that's Technologies design, the standard definitive design used on £2 coins up until 2015. When it was replaced with the Britannia. There are some lower minted years on the Technologies, but they're not desirable enough coins. I keep my eyes peeled for them. Our first commemorative is the Army Centenary. We'll check for the rotation error and the edge inscription for King and Country. That is all present and correct, not an exciting error. We've got another chance at an error coin here as well. So Army Centenary, no rotation error for King and Country, as it should be. Of course, I will check for some of the error coins during the hunt, but I will check through everything, including all the Technologies, at the end of the video and update you as to whether we found anything. So this is Jodie Clark's 5th and final portrait of the Queen, so we know that'll be something. Oh, Great Fire of London! It's finally ticked off. It is such a lovely design, isn't it? Such a lovely, intricate design. It's Aaron West, same designer as the Isaac Newton 50p. So 2 of my favourite designs. And it's a new one for the book. We've ticked it off, which means we're only 1 coin plus 4 Commonwealth games off of completing the book. Well, that's going to be something as well. Shakespeare's Histories with a hollow crown, as it should be. This is the more common of the 3 Shakespeare £2 coins, so there we go. Well, it's been a while since we added something to the book. I was hoping it would be a Commonwealth Games, but unfortunately... Well, actually, we've still got plenty of time to go. Then we have Lord Kitchener. There is an exciting mule error version of this. So on the back, the head side, obverse, it should say £2 at the bottom. This one it does, you can see it says £2. If you find a Lord Kitchener and it doesn't say £2 coins there, you potentially, probably have found the very rare, valuable and exciting Lord Kitchener mule error. Right, Army Centenary, that's all fine. That's our 3rd one already. And then Rugby World Cup again. I have seen them out there with rotation errors, but I've not come across one personally. But we'll keep hunting, keep looking, and eventually I'm sure we'll find something, an exciting error coin on one of them. Although nothing from that bag. As ever, just a reminder, I know it's good, the date will be rolling around fairly soon. November 22nd and 23rd, I'm going to be at the Royal Mint Experience to get the latest Strike Your Own, which will be the Snowman 50p. I had to think about that for a moment. Active Union, fairly common coin, no rotation error. But no, both days 1 PM, Saturday and the Sunday. Nice little Christmas trip. Actually, I guess I need to get my Christmas jumpers out soon, don't I? Given that it is rapidly approaching that season, I think I'm going to put the Christmas jumpers on a little bit later this year. There were a few grumps in the comments when I put my Christmas jumpers on November 1st last year, so I'll give it a little bit more time this year to avoid any protestations. I'm not finding an awful lot there. But no, end of the year is rapidly approaching. I'm sure very soon we'll be talking about the 2026 annual sets. Oh, look at that. Can you see? No, you can't see. A little blob on the end of the Queen's nose. Now, is that just damage or is that like a die chip? Hard to tell. If that's post-mint damage or damage done in the minting process. It is quite a pronounced bump. Whether that's an error or not, I don't think it's going to command a huge premium. An error needs to be a little bit more exciting to make the coin worth more than face value. But I think it's kind of intriguing, so that will go into my oddities box full of all my weird and, well, full of my actual error coins, and then just things that I think are interesting or curious or look kind of neat, regardless of the value. Oh, there's another Lord Kitchener. If this is the mule error, which it's not. Oh dear. I mean, it's very unlikely to be, but always worth checking, because imagine if you didn't check, you thought, oh well, it won't be. You don't check, and it was. That would be gutting. Not that you'd know because you haven't checked it, but anyway. One of these days, if we had infinite time and infinite amount of coins we could hunt through, we could guarantee a find. That's going to be something Charles Dickens. Very nice, but again, quite common. Another Jodie Clark 5th portrait. Army Centenary. For King and Country. Rotation was fine on that one. Finding lots of those. Of course, we have just had the second portrait of the Queen £5 coin come out. They're doing a series of 5 coins with the 5 different portraits of the Queen. We've had Mary Gillick's earlier this year. It's just come out as the Arnold Mason second portrait, which you'll recognise from the definitive stamps as well. The Army Centenary. No errors. And I believe we're getting the third, Raphael Maclouf's third portrait of the Queen, before the end of the year as well. That's the Guy Fawkes Gunpowder Plot. No rotation error. I don't know why I checked for a rotation error on that. I don't normally. Well, during the hunt, at the end I will of course check them all. But no, I've yet to have my Arnold Mason portrait coins arrive. There's a VE Day anniversary. Very common. And Jodie Clark's 5th portrait is Shakespeare's tragedies. So, not the most common, because that is the Shakespeare histories we found earlier. It is not the rarest, that is Shakespeare comedies, which has not turned up yet. This is middle of the road. What a piece of work is a man. There we go. That's all we're getting from that bag. But no, there's a few things that have taken a little bit of time to arrive. But as long as they do arrive, that's the main thing, right? Nothing else there. So yes, Raphael Maclouf's 5th portrait. I don't know if there's anything else due out before the end of the year. The Snowman Strike Your Own, but that's already come out as its own 50B. You can still already buy them from the Royal Mint. But we are getting to that point of the year where the new releases are already being dated 2026. Things like the Lunar Years coins, all of the 5 portraits of the Queen set, they're all 2026. Guy Fawkes. Obviously the Sovereign hasn't come out this year. Well, so this year's Sovereign came out last year. So 2026 Sovereign, I think, is due imminently. Another Shakespeare's Histories, the Hollow Crown. So I think I might pass on the Sovereign, given the rumours of the asking price, the selling price for the this year's Sovereign. Obviously gold has gone up in value an awful lot, and you already pay a large premium buying a proof Sovereign. So even though it's going to be an interesting year for the Sovereign. Ooh, Brunel's Achievements. One of 2 Brunel coins you'll find in your change. But no, this year's Sovereign's going to be interesting because they're going back to yellow gold. More recent Sovereigns have been that sort of a pinkish, reddish sort of gold. And they're going back to a more traditional yellow gold. Oh, Brunel's Portrait. That's the other Brunel coin you can find. And another VE Day anniversary. Again, no rotation error. The bullion Sovereign is kind of interesting though. This next year's, that's coming out this year, the 2026 bullion Sovereign. Again, it's back to yellow gold, but it's got some more security features under that. Latent image on the obverse, the little dots, security dots on the obverse too, and then the micro text on the reverse, which I think is an interesting choice to make. It's sort of, you go back to yellow gold to appease the traditionalists who don't like the pink gold, but then you modernize it by putting these extra security features on it. I'd be interested to see what people's take on that is. But I guess it gives you more certainty when you're buying Sovereigns that they are real. Of course, buying from the Royal Mint shouldn't be an issue. Marconi's wireless transmission, another fairly common design. We're getting quite a few different designs today. I haven't done an edge hunt. Oh my goodness, and there's only 3 bags left. I will get told off if we don't find something. Right. So what I mean by edge inscription, we can read the edge of a coin because the writing is unique to the design. We can see what the coin is going to be. Now, standing on the shoulders of giants is on the definitive technology design, but right in the middle here, I see for king and country, which should be an army centenary. On this one it is. So we did... Ooh, dropped one. We did find something. Anything else? No. Excuse me. I think that's all just standing on the shoulders of giants. An Isaac Newton quote. Put on the coins because Sir Isaac Newton was, for the latter part of his life, the master of the Royal Mint. A role which is now encompassed into the job of being the Chancellor of the Exchequer. There's Brunel's portrait once again. That's all we're getting from that bag. Right then, last bag. As usual, you can find links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to join me and other collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. Right, we've pulled out all the commemorators, but as I said, I'm going to go through all these coins and see if I've missed any exciting error coins. Unfortunately, we didn't find any error coins to add to our roster of finds, but of course we got a new coin for the book. Great Fire of London completes this page, albeit just a page of 2 coins. In terms of star find, I think it's obviously the Great Fire of London. It's a lovely design. It's our first one for this book. It's a new one for the book, so I'm picking the Great Fire of London. But as ever, let me know in the comments what you'd pick as the star find. It's always interesting seeing what coins you guys are liking, or if you had your own star find, then to share with the group. Tell us all what £2 coins you've been finding as well. All it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.